Good morning and welcome to the North Chapel. Today is Sunday, March 7th, 2021. My name is Geraldine Fowler. If you asked me on Friday, I would have introduced myself as the Director of Outreach and Spiritual Exploration here at the North Chapel. Today, I'm a member and about to embark on a new beginning. I would just like to take a moment to thank the board, past and present, the ministers I have worked under, Reverend Daniel Jantos and Reverend Dr. Leon Dunkley, and the many members and friends who have made the last 13 years of working in some form or fashion at the North Chapel just the greatest honor of my life. From my work in the community, I see that COVID-19 has created many opportunities for change. One thing we know about change is that it is certain. I found a quote by Hillary Clinton that says, "One thing we know for sure is that change is certain. Progress is not. Progress depends on the choices we make today for tomorrow and on, whether we meet our challenges and protect our values." One of our divorce support group members shared this poem with me when she found out about my new beginning, and I would like to share it with you this morning. The poem is For a New Beginning by John O'Donohue. In out-of-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, and a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will home a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. After today's service, please do visit our Spring Fling online auction. There are many incredible items up to bid. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page, North Chapel VT, for up-to-date news and events. Now, please join us for the singing of our opening hymn, There's a River Flowing in My Soul.
Hello, my name is Laura Foley, and here I am among the hemlocks, the snowy hemlocks of South Pomfret, Vermont. I wanted to read you a poem about the feeling of desiring to be somewhere other than where you are, which perhaps wells up in us maybe more during this time of quarantine. And so this poem is called Longing, and it's really also about how when we articulate, at least from my experience, when I articulate where it is that I would like to be, I have, in articulating it, I have already satisfied that craving to a certain extent. So this is called Longing. Oh, to walk among night crowds, to jostle and be jostled, smell the pretzels roasting on 5th, falafel on 3rd, Chinese spices on Mott. To wander across continents in a few blocks, Italy's and Spain's, Venezuela's, fragrant Thailand's, to stroll in the dark along lighted streets. To span your birthright city's decades, the spray-washed concrete under your family's penthouse realm, sisters skipping and parents plodding, ghosting familiar curbs, hosting tonight's jazzy cacophony of the known and unknown, its lofty incandescent bridges and towers, the city's beauteous sweep and reach. To hear strangers' varied paces, all business or tourist, clacking boots, tapping pumps, in syncopation with your own steady, sneakered footsteps.
Good morning and good Sunday. I hope that this new day finds you well. My name is Leon Dunkley, and I am honored to minister here at North Universalist Chapel Society, or North Chapel, in Woodstock, Vermont. Welcome, one and all. It is so good to be together. Welcome to the dreamers and to the seekers of spirit. Welcome to the singers and to the dancers of life. Welcome to the wanderers and to the worshipers. Welcome to the darkness and to the light. Welcome to every blissfully imperfect soul who is just like me, blessed and beloved beneath the shelter of late winter skies. Given in care and compassion for one another, given, as we all are, with and forever for one another in grace. To all souls I say good morning. It is so good to be together. Today is Sunday, March the 7th, and the title of this morning's reflection is The First Waltz. As you may remember, we danced the last waltz last Sunday. So this Sunday is sort of a sequel in reverse, if you will, complete with a telling subtitle, which is The Threshold of Possibility, Part 2. What are the ways by which we best see beauty? Have we learned to see beauty in the world around us as a reflection of the beauty that lies within? How do we protect this beauty from being stained or tarnished or broken? And how do we do our best to set it free? It is interesting to me. Is it the same for you as well, I wonder, this reflexive quality of beauty, the beauty of music, of dance, of art? It seems so simple, really, though sometimes I think artists make it much more complicated. The artist named Kandinsky is a great example of this complication. He had such a complicated way of saying things. I like that about him. I like complicated things. What Kandinsky says is not for everybody, but I like it. Not everyone is attracted to his abstract artwork, but I experience it like a prayer. I really do. I'm drawn to things that seem at first like they don't make common sense. I guess I'm drawn to uncommon sense. I'm drawn to puzzles. I like to figure things out. I'm drawn to things that unfold slowly over time. And Wassily Kandinsky, this early 20th century Russian painter, he does this for me. I feel his paintings inside of me. I don't just see them with my eyes. They reach out and they gently touch my heart, my soul. I feel them. It wasn't always like this. When I first encountered Kandinsky, I didn't get it. I don't think I get it now. I just feel his artwork somehow. It was what he had to say about art in general that really helped me along my journey. In 1911, Kandinsky was part of the Blue Rider exhibition, a tour that started in the city of Cologne. Here, in this tour, he talked about the reflexive quality of beauty. He said, "It is clear that the choice of object, which is one of the elements in the harmony of form, must be decided only by a corresponding vibration in the human soul." These words might have seemed clear enough to him, but I was baffled when I first heard them. They were not clear to me. His art was like a puzzle that had not yet come together. I thought maybe it was not supposed to come together. I didn't know. I still don't. The thought is intriguing to me. So I had to read these words a few times to make sense of them. I had to break them down. I had to check it out piece by piece. I think what he was saying was that the beauty of what an artist chooses to paint starts within the artist, not within the object, not within the art. He was saying that beauty starts with the way we look out upon the world. I think that he was saying that as artists, we have to be already resonating with the beauty that we bring into this world. He was saying that beauty begins within us, and I think that he was right. Now, I love Kandinsky and his complicated ways. I love this thought because this thought improves my life. Now, when I look west and I watch the late winter sun as it's going down, with its deep, heavy gray clouds and its cool light blue sky tones that fade to black, I think to myself, this is a reflection of how beautiful we are right now. All of us, the whole wide world is just this beautiful right here and right now. That's Kandinsky. That's what he gave. He's complicated, but he really makes me smile. My friend John Cummings was different, more plain-spoken, straightforward, and matter-of-fact. Reverend John Cummings, he was the minister in Minnesota at the First Universalist Church of Minneapolis. He did not postulate, he did not conjecture, he did not theorize. He wasn't complicated, he just asked questions, really good questions. He asked, how do we clothe in truth and beauty the moments that make up our world, the moments that make up our lives? It was a simple question, and it deepened over time. How do we clothe in truth and beauty the moments that make up our lives? I wonder if Kandinsky would have appreciated my friend John Cummings. Life is like that. Life is paradoxical. Life is brilliant and exciting. My memory flashes, and I remember this experience that I had one year in Wyoming. Wyoming is a beautiful state. Least populous, by the way. They beat out Vermont for this title by having 62,000 fewer people. Anyway, I was walking up this dirt road on the side of one of the mountains, admiring the landscape. I was nearing the top when the air turned suddenly cold. The trail map said that there was a lookout station just below the summit, so I went for that. It was nice. I got there in time. It had great windows, great big windows, and beautiful places to sit. There were rustic bathrooms, which were outhouses really. And you could fuel up on energy bars and rehydrate with bottled water. It was very cool. And there was even an open air deck up top where you could really check out the view. And once you were on the deck, you could see that there was another cool staircase that went up even higher to a ranger's station that was just under the peak. I can't imagine what the view must have been like up there. Anyway, I wasn't out on the deck very long when a ranger came down the stairs. He was all panicked, trying his best to hide his feelings and doing a poor job of it. He brought us all inside in a hurry because a thunderstorm was approaching. Being outside during a thunderstorm is dangerous, obviously so, because of the lightning. The ranger explained that lightning sometimes retraces patterns that begin on the ground. That was convincing. I went inside immediately. We all did. And we watched the thunderstorm from behind the great big glass windows. It was beautiful. And if Kandinsky was right, the beauty of the storm that we saw began within us. I think of that sometimes. I think of us all as brilliant and powerful, like a storm in the mountains of Wyoming, like its thunder and like its lightning. In fact, were lightnings not so dangerous, I think we'd write more poetry about it. We do write some, I realize. Emily Dickinson wrote about it, and so did Robin Petrick, although less famously. Robin writes, I would turn your beauty into lightning bolts if I could, showing you off in impressive bursts across the sky. I like this poem, but I promise you the panicked ranger was not thinking about beauty. He was not thinking about poetry when he rushed us off of the deck. He was thinking about keeping everybody safe, which is beautiful. Some lightning starts, not in the thunderclouds above, but in the earth beneath our feet. Some beauty starts, not in the sunset, but within the good heart that beats. Be still and know the beauty that you are, and the beauty that you ever will be. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, settle in, be still and know. This phrase is from the Psalms. It's from Psalm 46. The full line is, be still and know that I am God. There's a line for you. Psalm 46 is short and is sweet. It's designed for safety and for protection. It reads as follows: God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble and tumult. Selah. Selah is kind of an exclamation. Continuing. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. There is a river flowing in the soul, as we sang earlier, and there is a river flowing beneath the city of God in Psalm 46. This city probably being Jerusalem there and then, and this city probably being the human soul here and now, the place of holy inhabitation. There is a river flowing in the heart of the city, and that city is us, and its waters break forth in sanctuary for the cleansing of the people. There's a river flowing in my soul. It's so powerful. As Psalm 46 nears its closing, it reads, God makes wars cease to the end of the earth, breaks the bow, shatters the spear, burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am exalted in the earth. It is a peaceful energy that is so exalted here, ending war, breaking weapons, taking down our shields of defense. In the presence of this peaceful energy, we are safe. We need not adorn ourselves with armor. We are wholly protected by its blessing. So what do we do? What do we wear? How do we adorn ourselves? How do we clothe in truth and beauty the moments that make up our lives? By taking a deep breath and by grounding ourselves, by settling in, by being still, and by knowing the power of peace. Peace. The word itself is a poem, a prayer, a song, a hymn, an exclamation. Selah. The word itself is a river gently flowing, carrying us. The word itself is beauty, and it burns like fire that is cool to the touch, paradoxical. Peace is a spectacular simplicity. And there is a melody in peace, a melody within myself, and a melody that I am trying to learn how to play on slide guitar, the Tennessee Waltz. I don't know if you know it. It's quite lovely. It was famously sung by a woman named Patti Page, and in 1950 she recorded it. A quarter of a century later, according to Wikipedia, if that source can be trusted, a quarter of a century later, her recording was the biggest selling song ever in Japan. It's a beautiful song and a tragic one, and it just about kills me every time. Its opening words are these: I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend I happened to see introduced her to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. It's brutal. 0 to 60,000 tears in 41 seconds flat. The Tennessee Waltz is so brutal and is so beautiful at the same time. As an old friend reminds us, reassuringly, joy and sorrow are woven fine. It is a complex simplicity that captures our hearts. It is a sorrowful joy, both in Nashville and Okinawa, as it turns out. It's funny. It is a funny little world that we live in. A funny little, beautiful world. I thought that Dolly Parton sang that song, but I was wrong. It was Patti Page. Dolly Parton sang a different song, one that was called My Tennessee Mountain Home. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets sing in the fields nearby. Now, I don't listen to Dolly Parton or to Patti Page nearly enough, so I'm not surprised that I got these two songs confused. Dolly Parton, though, was in the news just the other day. She was in the COVID-19 news, but don't get worried. This COVID-19 story is a beautiful story. And I quote, "Country music legend Dolly Parton was vaccinated against COVID-19 last Tuesday, less than a year after she made a $1 million donation to Vanderbilt University, which is in Nashville, Tennessee. A donation that helped to fund the research on Moderna's mRNA vaccine. Parton shared a video of her inoculation on social media with a caption that read, 'Dolly gets a dose of her own medicine.' She said, 'Well, hey, it's me. I'm finally going to get my vaccine. So I'm excited. I've been waiting for a while. I'm old enough to get it, and I'm smart enough to get it, and I'm happy to be going to get my Moderna shot today. I wanted to tell everybody that I think you should get out there and do it too.'" She's excited about it. She even changed the words to one of her country songs. "Jolene, Jolene, Jolene, Jolene is now vaccine, 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 vaccine." She's pleading with us. Please do not hesitate. The world is so different now. Life is different. We are different. Who we are and how we are with one another is uncomfortably new. Everything around us has changed, and everything around us is change. The earth has moved beneath our feet. The skies are new above us. And yet, we still know so much of beauty. Why is that so? It is so because our first waltz in this strange new world is inspired by the last. It is inspired by the last waltz of love, of peace, and of beauty so level deep that flows through us like a river. Now I confess to being absolutely done with this pandemic. I confess to being exhausted and tired and broken and mired down, saddened and isolated and frustrated by what we've been going through for a whole year now, and with so much devastation, consequence, and loss. I try to keep a positive attitude. I try to maintain a forward-looking posture. This is a choice that I have made, and it is not an easy one. I have faith that we will make things better as time moves on, but this is a spiritual commitment for me. It is like a prayer. It is a confidence that I have in what will be. It is a blessing. It is a joyful agreement that I've made with myself, an agreement born of a time of sorrow. It is not surprising, for I am a student of Arundhati Roy. Arundhati Roy is a wonderful author. She wrote a book called The God of Small Things. She inspires me. And in the aftermath of 9/11, her words helped me to keep my faith. In that time of great sorrow, she said, another world is not only possible, she's on her way. And on a quiet day, if I listen carefully, I can hear her breathing. How do we clothe in truth and beauty the moments that make up our lives? We dance with grace and with elegance, with gratitude and with compassion. We dance. May we dance our way forward together, waltzing from Tennessee to Japan and beyond. May we dance through our illusions of separation from one another, both in good times and in tempests, in conflict and in consensus, held whole and together by a love that knows no bounds. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.